Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat from Nashville, Tennessee, economic analyst, hedge fund manager, and contributor to Forbes and other publications, Thomas Landstreet. Tom, meantime, we have Iran not only making these moves in the Persian Gulf and creating a lot of tension because of it, but Iran is also, what does it do with all this crude oil that it can't unload on the market? It's stockpiling it. Now, at some point, that's going to be released, I believe, into the market. And obviously, we're going to see a different dynamic. But I think we need to go back to the initial point. And that is these sanctions appear to be really hammering the Iranian economy. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making these moves.
Well, obviously, it's the only thing they produce, right? So you go right for the jugular. I'm surprised China isn't buying it, frankly, especially after this latest move by Donald Trump. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, Graham, if China buys that. Then we really have a terrible problem with China and the U.S. And the amazing story of this is the U.S. is producing record amounts day by day, achieving new records, and the price is going down in the midst of all this with Venezuela and Libya and Iran. It's unbelievable. It's really amazing.
And who would have thunk, 20 years ago, or in the Jimmy Carter years of 40 years ago or so, that the United States would be a net oil exporter. But that's where we are as a nation now. I know there's some on the left that would like to change it and have us go back to the Stone Age, but it's a wonderful thing, at least for right now. You mentioned China. Of course, we have the trade war, the tariff war going on right now. The president said, hey, 10% tariffs on $300 billion more. But now we have the Chinese response. And it's effectively, you know what? You're going to do that, President Trump, United States? No more soybeans. We're not going to buy U.S. produce.
Yeah, well, they've got to do something, and that's something they think is going to hurt Trump and his, in the Midwest, where he's had very strong electoral support. And of course, Trump has given them billions of dollars in subsidies to make up for the loss, which, of course, I don't agree with too much. I warned you a little bit and your viewers about this trade war and how important trade is to the global economy and our own economy. And today's downward action in the markets, Graham, is exactly what I expected. And when we talked about this in the past, I told you I was very scared about it, and I'm scared still about it. And I hope Trump's a genius. I'm going, as you are probably, with some faith that he knows what he's doing, that he's a master negotiator. We all agree that China is a bad actor. But I don't know what the outcome is going to be. It's worrisome to obviously everybody, and I hope he's a genius. I hope he turns out to be a genius here.
I guess the question is, did the president, excuse the pun, play the Trump card here by jacking up the tariffs 10% on $300 billion more? I suppose the answer is no. I just don't believe a guy who wrote the book, The Art of the Deal, has played his last card. In other words, he could go from 10% tariffs, I suppose, to 20% or something of that nature. But the bottom line is the president is not out of bullets here, and he's going to continue to put pressure on while at the same time negotiating hard with the Chinese and with his mind's eye that, by November 2020, effectively a year from now, he's got to wrap up a deal, Tom. One way or another, he's got to wrap up a deal.
Yeah, I hope they don't know that over in China, because they'll basically hold back forever. So keep that to yourself.
No, I think they know that's part of the art of their deal. Bottom line is, both sides want to end this thing, and I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Tom, thanks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.